Everybody has different levels from where they start. And I guess making that comparison, if you see me or any other creator, comparing yourself to them is not healthy when it comes to trying to move to the next level. You just have to make sure that you put content out and then just get better each and every single time that you do it.
So as we dive into this podcast episode today, we discuss a lot about UGC content and how Cheddar Chez, aka Sanchez, has gone from just a creator to a full-time creator making over $60,000 a year, and all his tips, tricks, and insights that have allowed him to capitalize on UGC videos to make a living. So I hope you enjoy this conversation with Sanchez, really fulfilling one for me. And as you can tell, I learned a lot throughout the course of this video as well. So enjoy. Hey Chez, how are you, man?
Doing great. How are you?
Yeah, super. Pumped to have you here to talk about the creator economy, content you've been creating, your work, how you've become a full-time content creator, and the whopping amount of UGC videos that you've created in the last year and a half. How many is it?
About a little over 600, around 600. Maybe it's a little bit more, a little bit less. I lost track. So,
whoa. Oh, okay. So that's a lot of videos, a hell of a lot of content.
Yeah.
But we probably should give some context to the creators, that are coming from Creatorland and new creative professionals and creators listening to this podcast about who you are, Chez. So would love to get a short insight into yourself, how you ended up becoming a full-time creator and what that's kind of like for you now.
Yeah, for sure. So I started my entire content creator career as a film director / videographer. I picked up a camera because I started a clothing brand a long time ago, had to get content and stuff for it. So naturally just picked up a camera to teach myself how to take photos and do commercials for the brand. And that eventually led to me shooting videos for clients and being a content creator then. But then I discovered what UGC was about a year and a half ago. And once I discovered what that was, I was like, oh, snaps. Like I already know the back end of making videos, and I had a YouTube channel. So I knew how to be on camera, and I was like, let me try to figure out how to be on camera, talk about products. And I started. And once I got started, there were just so many brands back to back that wanted to work with me. And that's how I got to where I am now.
So UGC, just for potentially some of our new creators to the industry, they're looking to get brand deals, etc. What does actually UGC stand for?
It stands for user generated content. There's another term for it, but I think the most accepted term is user generated content.
And so what purpose does user generated content actually serve in the content creation industry?
Well, how do I put this? I guess there's with marketing agencies, and a lot of brands are starting to notice that the people online who are buying on social media are starting to connect more with people who they resonate with, more of that authentic, not your paid, even though we kind of are paid actors, we're not like how do I put it? We're not like The Rock, it's not going to, he has his own influence, but it's something about when somebody who looks like they're right down the street from you is endorsing a product, I guess it's more trustable to the people who are watching the content. So overall, it helps with, brands who are trying to increase their conversions or maybe their lead conversions and sales ultimately. So it just helps with that type of stuff.
How does a lifestyle or their content creation routine differ for a UGC creator compared to someone who's just trying to create influence through their platform?
That's a really good question. I think there's so many different variants of UGC creators. I've seen chicks who make UGC for Airbnbs across the world, so their lifestyle is way different from my lifestyle. My lifestyle is probably different from someone else who makes videos about pets, and then as far as the influencers, their lifestyle is also a lot different too, because obviously they're making content for their audience. So there's no real way to say what's different, what is the main difference between the two. I think it just depends on the individual.
Yeah. And throughout your content creation journey, did you ever feel like giving up doing this kind of stuff? Was there ever real tough times where you felt like, content creation just, maybe it's not for me?
No, I can't say that just simply because I've been a content creator my entire life for the most part. And I've always believed in myself to the point to where like I know that I will figure something out to make it happen.
It's whatever you just said then really resonates with me because entrepreneur, business owner myself, and I can never not envision myself not trying to create content. I'm always in my head going, I want to make this work. I don't care how I make it work. I will make it work. So for you, you've just validated my entire thought process I've been having over the last year and a half. And I'm like, well, someone gets it.
Yeah.
What should, like, in terms of like UGC, like a creator wants to get started and maybe say, let someone wants to start becoming a UGC creator, but how do they know where to start? Like, is that path different? Do they just start making content and see what sticks? Like, can you explain to me maybe what that journey looks like for a new UGC creator to get to where you are now?
So the first thing is, I think, and I've talked to a lot of creators who want to start, is that belief that, which is what we were just talking about. You got to believe in yourself and really just not take no for an answer. And I'm talking about you within your own mind. Like, forget what everybody else is saying. Like, you have to believe in yourself. That's the first thing. And then the next step is you just have to take the plunge and make content. And not everybody's going to be great at it. And even myself, like, I've been making content for, even before I was a UGC creator, I was making content for years with a regular DSLR camera, and my first UGC videos were not that great compared to what they are now. So everybody has different levels from where they start. And I guess making that comparison, if you see me or any other creator, comparing yourself to them is not healthy when it comes to trying to move to the next level. You just have to make sure that you put content out and then just get better each and every single time that you do it. People are focusing on just not creating content that's unique to them. They're putting out a lot of content based off of what they're seeing, and not the content that they're producing from their own brains to solve their own problems from their own experiences. I think I was going in that route. But if you're trying to level up as a creator, look at other people who influence you, because it goes back to that authenticity part. It's like when you're copying one or two people all the time, then you're like a knockoff version of that person. What you should do instead is take the things that you admire most about that person, but do that for 100 different people, and then combine that within yourself, and then you become your own authentic person, right? So if you ever watch my videos and how I perform on YouTube, right, you trying to copy how I do things is like a knockoff Cheddar Chez. But if you take off, like, for an example, maybe I always forget my train of thought or something like that. And maybe you're a person who also kind of struggles with that a little bit too, right? But then you find somebody else who's a very good speaker, and then you kind of mix me and that person's like styles together. Now you have a completely different style, right?
So I can really speak to this because I personally, as a creator, went down the path of, I'm going to create a lot of personal development content because that's what I was genuinely interested in. But I realized my creativity, I was hitting the wall with my creativity. I'm like, hey, maybe I'm not that creative. I can solve problems, but I'm not that creative. So I kept trying to force it and force it and force it. And one day I kind of went, this is not the content I want to create anymore. A year later, I actually asked ChatGPT, I was like, hey, I want you to ask me a bunch of questions about the things that I value as a person and my interests. And then I created this little pie chart of like 5 different pillars of things that as a person really light me up. And it was like competitive sport, personal development, self-reflection, business development, marketing, business branding, content creation. I was like, so they're the things that I value. And so understanding that, I'm like, how can I make content in this area? And so I was able to jump on camera and start talking about these things. Like, hey, just by going into this pie chart and picking one of these pillars, I know I'm really passionate. I have a lot of things to say. So that's something like a creator can do. Where do you see the creator landscape in the next 5 years or 1 to 5 years? How do you see it evolving? Do more creators make this a full-time thing for themselves?
This is man, I can't say exactly what that would be 100%, but from what I've been seeing so far, I would say for sure artificial intelligence is going to make a huge move in the creator land space. And I've talked to a lot of creators, or I've even listened to a lot of creators say that like, oh, like they kind of try to avoid the artificial intelligence, but I like to say it like this. It's not, it's a tool that helps you create way more efficiently rather than it's something that's outside of you. Like you can still be creative, but the time that it would take for you to plan your creativity can now be done in an instant second, right? And I think that creators aren't going to lose their creative jobs because of AI, but I think it's going to allow a lot more people to be creative and do creative jobs, which is going to raise the bar for competition. So I think a lot of creators, if you are watching this right now, it will be really, really wise to start learning how to use AI in what you're doing as a creator. Because once the regular people come in who aren't creatives, they're going to be creating work that's just as good, if not better, than you if you're not using AI. But don't be scared of it because we're still creators at the end of the day. So we can still creatively use AI in a way that other creatives can't. So as long as you kind of have that mindset, then I think you'll be okay. But that's where I see everything creative going in the next 5 years.
Just before, I'd be ashamed to show the audience, the creators, professionals, how many ChatGPT tabs I have gotten since like I started using that AI tool. And I pretty much use it every day to help with every aspect of business, content creation. Like it has made my life so much easier. So Ches, what you said there, I'm hearing you. I think every creative should lean into it and see how they can utilize it to their advantage as a creative.
Yeah, it's crazy. Have you seen, I'm trying to think, have you seen like Midjourney or any of the video editing AI software? Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like even some of the ones at Opus Pro I used to try and edit some shorts from long form content. Video.ai as well just creates amazing short form clippable content with the captions that I don't have to sit there and do in CapCut now. So I can just, let's say, take 20 clip, the whole 30-minute thing or whatever we've recorded here, shove it in the AI, let it do its work, and then I can go back and find the clips that I like the most, and then I've repurposed all this content. I don't have to then go sit there and manually edit it. Right. So, AI is super exciting time to be alive if you're excited about this stuff. But Ches, thank you so much for your valuable insights into the creator economy, UGC, and just your life as a creator and how you got to be where you are today. And thanks to our creators and creator professionals from Creatorland watching this to get inspired on how you can go from creator to full-time creator. And Ches, where can people connect with you?
Let's see. I'm mostly on Instagram and YouTube. So Instagram is Cheddar Chez, Cheddar_Chez_. And then on YouTube is just Cheddar Chez, at Cheddar Chez. So you'll find me. Come say what's up.
Too easy. Go say what's up to Ches and check out his content. Ches, much appreciated. Thank you so much for your time.
For sure. Take it easy.